Yeah, we try to work very closely with the organizations to get some metrics or parameters to help cost justify these solutions. And RFID solutions, just like any technology implementation, whether it's a large Oracle implementation or SAP, the price tag can be, very varying. An RFID implementation could be, as small as perhaps $10,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars if we're trying to outfit a large warehouse with a lot of fixed equipment. So there's certainly implementation of that fixed equipment, a lot more training perhaps may be required. And, ROI, return on investment, when trying to determine that, you got to look at the labor savings, the ability to deploy staff to do other, perform other tasks that could perhaps benefit your business better than some of the manual inventorying, cycle counting. It can certainly benefit speed and time in other warehousing activities such as shipping or receiving, or putting items away. To one of the use cases I spoke to earlier, to find items that may be misplaced and not in the location that they're expected to be in. You can achieve a higher degree of accuracy, etc. So many benefits there, Pete.
It's interesting. You bring up kind of an operational view of where the benefits lie. And I'll comment here that it seems like when we're speaking to those running an operation or logisticians of any kind, they're focused on what items they have, what's the state of readiness of those items to either go to customers or, meaning a military mission, be deployed. And the real the labor involved in doing all of that, right? And the savings can be recognized by the reduction of labor a lot of times. However, when we're dealing with what I'll call the C-level or the higher level inside an organization, particularly for commercial businesses, they're looking at the return by way of perhaps something such as customer service, or the ability to leverage an improved brand in the eyes of their customer using more modern technologies to show that they're tracking the assets of their customers in real time or near real time, so that the customers realize that they can walk in and maybe see the item that's going through a repair cycle, and they could know exactly where that item is in the cycle and how much longer it's going to take for them to get their item back if they've returned something for a repair, as an example. And let me comment on that a little further, where we were dealing with a company where their number one job was to service aftermarket items. And a lot of customers would come walking into this location. And as they walk in and they'd say, okay, where's my item? I want to take it away. It's been a couple weeks. Sometimes it took as much as half an hour to an hour just to find the item for those people running the operations, which had a serious amount of customer embarrassment. And also sometimes they had to tell the customer, you got to go away, come back for the item when we finally have identified it, even though it perhaps maybe was repaired by that point. So having that angle of looking at both your brands and what this technology will do for it, as well as the customer service imperative in supporting your customers or the constituents that need insight into where these items are, can be a big gain too.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you can do things quicker and more efficiently, and as you described, if the customers are actually exposed to your operation and they see this technology in action, it's certainly a plus for your organization, and perhaps a advantage over your competitors.
Yeah.